Welcome to Buxton, located in Derbyshire in the north of England. Step back in time and discover the end of the steam era. Climb aboard iconic living locomotives hungry for coal and water, and work hard on busy passenger and freight services across the Peak District. There's a route map over there. Fix that while you're here. There are more tasks to find. Be sure to pile up the luggage, refill bags of stone, and sample the Bakewell tart. Follow the markers to board the train before departure.
Alrighty guys, welcome back to my channel, and looks like today we're gonna be playing a new scenario, which is Peak Forest Line from British Railways, and the route is from Chinley to Ambergate. So let's get started. Looks like we are actually going to be driving a steam locomotive, and if I'm not wrong, this is series LMS. I'm not sure exactly which locomotive is this one. Is it class Fowler 4F or 6P? Not really sure, but it's pretty interesting to see that these steam locomotives are still running. Although this scenario is kind of depicted from 1940s, 50s, whenever the locomotives used to run, or 30s, 40s, whatever. But it would be interesting to drive one of these and see how they operate. So what are we gonna do now? Okay, so it says, is it here? Oh, okay. So we're not driving that locomotive. It's something else that we're gonna do now. Okay, let's see what it's asking us. Board the train. Okay.
Take a seat in the brake van. You can sit in any available seat.
Okay. So brake van. That's an interesting place. Never been inside one of these. Okay, so we are running.
Buxton Railway Station was opened in 1863 to service two different railway lines. Midland Railway's Manchester, Buxton, Matlock and Midland Junction Railway, and LNWR's extension to the Stockport, Disley and Whaley Bridge Railway.
Oh, is that a coal filling
Originally,
machine?
LNWR and
That's
Midland
interesting.
Railway had wanted separate stations, but town planners were worried that two stations would damage the character of the town. Consequently, both station buildings were built side by side with identical frontages designed by Joseph Paxton. In 1867, an extension to Midland Railway's line allowed their passenger services to travel directly between Manchester and London for the first time, bypassing LNWR. In 1923, LNWR and Midland Railways were merged into the London, Midland and Scottish LMS Railway under the Railways Act. This would consolidate the 120 railway companies operating in the UK down to 4 large ones, known as the Big Four. The Big Four were themselves consolidated into the state-owned British Railways in 1948. Limestone, an important ingredient in lighting and construction, had been quarried for centuries in Buxton, and the arrival of the railway prompted rapid expansion of this industry. Tunstead Quarry, opened in 1929, would go on to become the largest quarry in Europe. This train is powered by an LMS Class 4F steam locomotive. They were first built in 1924 and are an iconic example of British freight locomotion during the steam era. During your journey as a driver on this route, you will learn to drive this locomotive, as well as the LMS Jubilee Class passenger locomotive and the LMS Stanier Class 8F, a heavy freight locomotive. You'll learn to haul a variety of different freight between the bustling yards and perform express passenger services whilst tackling steep gradients. Learn all there is to know about operating these iconic locomotives. Welcome to Train Sim World Peak Forest Railway, Ambergate to Chinley and Buxton.
Interesting. So that was just an introduction to the class 4F, and we didn't get to drive it yet. So I guess it's going to be the further scenarios where we probably get to be in the cabin and engineer seat. All right, so let's go to the next scenario.
In this training module, you'll be learning how to drive an LMS Jubilee class steam locomotive. During this brief introduction, you'll be taken through the critical driving controls and performing passenger operations. When you're ready, climb onto the footplate.
Alright, so looks like this is the locomotive that we will be driving as an engineer. So let's get to it. Wow. Look at the way they have designed. It's beautiful. I think this is the piston area where I believe, I don't know. Yeah. And this is the steam or the boiler in the boiler cylinder or something. Well, I'm not a train expert, so I don't know. But I love the way the steam locomotive and the cars actually, are designed. So, but wait, they have electric lines above. So this is not the same kind of I would say like same scenario as what they have shown in the previous one, where it was more like a 1930s 1940s time. So this is more like a modern time. Okay, let's get into it.
Take a seat at the driver's position. This is where you'll be spending most of your time.
Haha, that's interesting. See, it's a wooden board. Oh my gosh, that would be tough.
For this introduction, you'll be completing a full loop of the circuit and performing passenger operations when you reach the next stop. Let's prepare the locomotive for departure. The reverser determines the direction of travel and how much steam is consumed as the locomotive moves. Move the reverser into the full forward position. This ensures that you'll get them.
Okay.
To begin loading passengers, you will need to open the passenger doors.
Alright, let's open the passenger's door. Because it's a steam locomotive, so I was pretty sure that they don't have any automatic door opening. Is that the one? Yes. It's a beautiful scenario. Love it. Like, look at the train cars. Like, exactly same as how it used to be back in those days. And I think, if I'm not wrong, even in certain countries, these train actually even in US as a tourist purpose, they do run these exact similar trains though,
It's time to depart. Close the passenger
with the same
doors.
cars, same locomotive. I mean, not exactly as this one, but
This locomotive has
still
a
quite similar
combination
steam
brake that
locomotives, though.
controls both steam and vacuum brakes. Steam brakes will apply on just the locomotive. Vacuum brakes will apply to the rest of the train so long as it is equipped with vacuum brakes.
Oh, that's the combination brake. Okay.
When a vacuum is created, this will release the brakes. The driver can use the brake handle to destroy the vacuum, which will start to apply the brakes.
All right. Let's release the brakes. What else do you need?
To create a vacuum, you should use the ejectors.
Okay.
The small ejector should be left open when the train is running. The large
it's
ejector can be
closed.
used to more quickly increase the vacuum after coupling or heavy braking. Open the cylinder cocks to remove any water from the cylinders after the locomotive has been left standing. The regulator acts like the throttle for steam locomotives. It controls how much steam is delivered into the cylinders.
Cool.
Slowly open the regulator to apply some power. Remember that power delivery is delayed in a steam locomotive, and applying too much power too early will cause wheel slip.
All right. Let's get moving. It's at 25%. We are almost at 26. That should be good enough for us. Oh, did you look at the whistle? Pretty interesting. So that's the steam whistle, because obviously they don't have the electric horns or air horns. So very nice. What else is there? Okay, so this is the where they get the coal from. Oh, that's a lamp. Okay, yeah, obviously, because they won't have any electric lights, right? So they need something to light up the cabin area in the night.
Now that the locomotive is moving, you can open the regulator.
love the way they have designed. Look at the steam coming out of the engine. Beautiful. It's beautiful. And the sound, it's matching. Like, if you hear it, the sound actually matches the intensity of the steam coming out of from engine. Wow, love it. Look at the cars. Beautiful. Alright, so we need to reach the speed of 64 kilometers per hour. Okay, we are at 58. 59. Good enough.
Starting to pick up speed, move the reverser into mid-gear. This reduces the amount of steam let into the cylinders and saves energy. This class of locomotive was built between 1934 and 1936 and nicknamed Jubilee, after one of its class was named Silver Jubilee, in recognition of the Silver Jubilee of King George V.
Okay, so it's basically
Up until the late 1950s,
1935
the
to
Jubilee were the largest
1950s.
express passenger locomotives found running out of St Pancras in London. They could be found on main lines throughout the LMS network running express services, until later being displaced by the more powerful Royal Scot class. This locomotive has a tractive effort of over 26,000 pounds and has a top speed of 90 miles per hour.
Interesting. Even though it's a steam locomotive, it can actually go beyond 90 miles or go up to 90 miles per hour. Okay, so we just have to cross this location. Well, where else would you go actually? Because that's, yeah, it's a loop, so you can't go from any other location. Alright. Nice. What else is there? Okay, so that's the missile control. Okay, so they did. Okay, so they did have a concept of standard back in 1935 when they designed this. But look at the design of the controls, like pretty realistic. It's like brass material, I think. Most of them is brass and copper, I guess. Yeah, it seems like brass and copper.
Approaching the station. Let's prepare the train to slow down.
Put it to mid-gear again and
Close the regulator.
Close the regulators. Alright.
Bring the train to a stop in the indicated position.
So let's see. Oh, we are actually at quite high speed.
Use the combination brake to apply some brake.
Oh, we actually are gonna stop. Probably, yeah, because the weight has slowed down. Okay, I should release the brakes. brakes. Good enough. Awesome.
Now that the train has stopped, you can open the passenger doors.
Really? But there are no passengers. Okay, you can also press Y to open the left hand side passenger doors. No, I'm okay. I'll open it manually. It's okay. Please get down, whoever is in the
Good
train.
work. That concludes all the basics of operating this locomotive.
Awesome, guys. So this was pretty interesting to drive the steam locomotive. I think it was, which one's class 6P introduction. Okay, so 6P. Very nice. Love it. I hope we get to drive all the way from not Shane, all the way from Shinley to Ambergate in some of the scenarios. But let's see. All right, I think that's it for this scenario, guys. I'll see you in the next one. Till then, goodbye. Please don't forget to like the video and click on the subscribe button. And thanks. Have fun.